Hi guys, now we're going to be talking about NFT tokens, non-fungible tokens, which are totally new aspect in cryptocurrency world and new type of tokens, so which were uh, introduced just recently and they are becoming the trend of the year 2021. So we're going to be talking about the theoretical part and find out what it is, what this phenomenon is about, and then we're going to be going to a practical part, how to work with this type of token. Of course, we need to know and understand what it really means. Non-fungible tokens, or NFTs for short, are a special kind of tokens which we can use, and this is a unique digital asset that can be changed or interchanged with anything else. So that's why it's called non-fungible. And this token is mostly based on blockchain. So blockchain manages the ownership of this token, so that this unique token can be not equal to any other token, or can be sold as a piece of art, if we refer to the real world. And this token is quite unique. It's a collection, or a part of masterpiece, or whatever you can call it. But this is something special, something unique, and of course managed by blockchain, so that the ownership of this token is defined by blockchain. If we go to the history of this standard, so that kind of standard was introduced in late 2017, and this standard emerged, but it was mostly used by enthusiasts, developers, or gamers who had special assets, special digital assets, and they were unique and mostly unique in a separate circle of people, like in a game or in a group or in any other community, any other type of community. So to say that only innovators were using this token, and that was the beginning of that industry, of sub industry, which now is going to be developing more and more. So that's it about NFT token definition. So in simple words, it's a unique token managed by blockchain. So, fungible tokens can be different by their nature, and in general, the term of fungibility can be relative. So, let's look at the physical things that you own, some furniture stuff, or something else, or clothes. This is quite relative in terms of their ability to be sold, to be exchanged for something else, and you can judge about the notion of fungibility. So let's put it to examples, so that we don't go into philosophical stuff, and compare about the real life. If you look at your purse and you have 100 euro note or $100 note, banknote, with a serious number, so this note is unique with its serial number. So it's unique, but you can simply change it and exchange it for the same banknote of the same value. So this is fully fungible thing that you can export and import, or do whatever you want with it. Relatively fungible. So the same example can be applied to bonus points you have with airlines, like they call them miles. So you can exchange them. They're quite the same in their category, and you can change them. So those are fungible stuff. Non-fungible stuff, as you see, is something unique, like Mona Lisa painting, that is quite unique. Your house can be absolutely non-fungible. This is a unique unique thing that can be valued differently depending on its condition and value and district position or whatever. So anything can be judged, but you can't simply change one house to another house, or one portrait of one artist to another portrait of another artist. So that's these type of things are unique in real life, and sometimes people say that some things can be semi-fungible, so like clothes, like access nodes and anything else. So if you compare with the real life values, let's compare it with flights. So we have first class, business class, and economy class flights when we choose the flights at the airlines websites. So of course, in their classes, those seats are quite fungible. So you can change the ticket of the first class to the same ticket with another date, for example. But you can't change it for business class or by economy class and vice versa. So this is something relatively fungible, only fungible in its class. And even if you fly with economy class, you can sometimes choose the seat at the window or at the aisle, or the least valued seat is in the middle. So when your elbows are touching your neighbor's elbows, so this is not quite convenient. So this is a relatively fungible assets. So I mean ticket flights in economy class, because they can differ within the class of values. So the same goes with tokens. And now you can understand what fungible things are and what non-fungible assets are. So we are talking about unique assets in cryptocurrency world that are called NFT tokens. So let's speak about other values and other aspects. But before we go to the blockchain-based non-fungible tokens, the main topic of our today's conversation, we need to understand what digital tokens are in our life. And if you look at your mobile phone, your applications, your different types of applications, so you have bank accounts, you have games, you have any other sort of service, and many services in your Android or in your iPhone. And if you look at your mobile phone, you can understand that you have lots of digital stuff that you seem to own, that has sort of illusion of ownership by you. But if we look at the history, and there are lots of stuff on over the internet, so non fungible digital assets can be different, not exactly based on blockchain, but on the other types of platforms like domain names or event tickets, electronic tickets, digital tickets, in-game items that can be some tokens in the game. And we know that gaming platform is developing very well recent years, and there are many other stuff in the digital world that can have its value, that can be valuable, and that can be unique at the same time. But despite of the variety of different types of digital assets that you have, you don't really own it. That's the main idea I want to tell you. So that like bank account on our application, which we have in our phone, just demonstrate the number of the number of assets, so currencies that we own, and the amount of currency that we own. Could it be euro, dollars, or any other currency in different countries? So we look at the bank account in our application, and we think we own it. But this is only the illusion, because the banks that allow us to own it, to have them at our disposal, but we don't really own to the full, in the full sense of this word. So this is something in digital world that we seem to own but don't really own, and that doesn't belong to us completely and absolutely entirely. So this is the sad news. But of course, the blockchain is changing not only currencies and giving us not only cryptocurrencies opposed to fiat money that we are mostly using. So blockchain gives us a broader opportunity for the rest of the digital assets to be set on blockchain, and non-fungible tokens are among of that opportunities. And of course, the solution to this problem can be on blockchain, as we know, and we can just omit and avoid any specific context of how we own digital assets like in the banks, and resolve this issue with blockchain, of course. And blockchains are the systems that can provide these regulation for our digital assets, and giving us the true ownership, and giving us the whole control on management on that kind of digital assets. So, and NFT tokens are not only just a special phenomenon or something unique in the blockchain world. It is the whole trend how we can digitalize our assets and move to a true ownership, to a real ownership of the digital things that we can. As internet users, we know all that we have many standards for digital assets, and for digital life in general, internet life. So we have internet standards, the protocols which help to transfer the data and or display the data. So there are many standards on the web, in the whole world. So we also have the standards for the tokens for blockchain. We all know that ERC20 is mostly used for the majority of tokens on Ethereum, but for non-fungible tokens, the standards for ERC 721 and 1155 are used. We're gonna talk about that later. So as for the internet standards in general, we have many protocols: TCP/IP, HTTP, HTTPS. And as for the content display, we have many file formats, web formats like HTML, CSS to display the web page. If you know about that, and of course file formats, every user knows, for example, that images can be of the two major popular formats like JPEG or PNG. When you upload some photos and images on the web, and there are some requirements relating to standards, or raw files, RAW files for Photoshop, and so on. You know about that. So internet has many standards. But going back to blockchain and NFT tokens, the standardization gives lots of opportunities and lots of chances to develop the market better. And the first one is interoperability. So non-fungible tokens and standards need to be interoperable between different marketplaces, so between different wallets. So you know that there are many wallets. We had a separate lecture about them, type of wallets, and all those wallets support different blockchain standards. Let it be Ethereum or Tron or many other types of blockchains that we know. And this is quite important for NFT tokens, so that they can be manageable through different relays, blockchain relays and services. The second one is tradability. Of course, it's important to get more liquidity and to attract the traders and in the marketplace to exchange and to speculate on tokens, which gives the move to the market and especially game developers focus on tradability of their assets because it's very important for the assets to be tradable and to be sold in an open economy, in a free market economy. Of course, liquidity is something that all platforms are fighting for, and NFT marketplaces are not exception. They need to attract more liquidity, and this year 2021 is one of the interesting years when NFT tokens will be growing and their liquidity will be growing to their peaks since 2017 when they appeared in the on the market. The most specific one and the most profound for NFT tokens is immutability and provable scarcity, so that they can be unique. The smart contracts make them unique, not like cloning or multiplying the same type of assets which are losing their value because they are multiple and they are not unique. NFT tokens are unique, and their scarcity is very proved very well by the smart chain, of course, and developers can rely on that. They can program that, and of course prove that those items are unique. Programmability is something that we're going to talk about later, maybe, because this is the feature that helps us to develop the gamification of tokens, like CryptoKitties, which are dynamically developing. So those tokens need to be followed on. Of course, they need to be redeemed or forging or crafting or improving them. So this is like Tamagotchi, if you remember. A Tamagotchi game in 90s, like your pet you're growing. So the same can happen with NFT tokens. So they are dynamic and they are programmable. So they have a certain scenario inside of them. So this is the feature that is important for NFT tokens. So standardization gives lots of opportunities, and this is the technical background that helps this area to grow in future. So the standards themselves, based on Ethereum blockchain. As you know, and should have known already, that ERC20 is the most popular standard for the tokens you might probably have in your wallets. Peak DeFi token is also ERC20. So this is the basic Ethereum type of blockchain standard. So we have just different kinds of tokens, and they are limited. Their minting is limited, so there might be a limited number of coins, like Bitcoin, of course. If we go to NFT standards, the first one which was developed is the standard 721. So that gives us a simple categories of objects, of unique objects that are owned only by one wallet. So that gives us the ownership of the token. So Kitty1, Kitty2, Kitty3 can be owned by a separate wallet and have the unique unique features. As for the standard 1155, for a user on a simple and basic level, we need to understand that this standard gives us classes of things. For example, they can be different kinds of swords, and swords of one type can include only 20 swords, and the other type can be like 30 swords. For example, you can issue the whole class of things, and this is a little bit more complicated, just because of the classes with limited numbers of assets in this class. So this is a little bit more complex hierarchy, but nothing too really complicated for understanding. And we have, for example, shields, and only five shields of one type. So those are in the middle just types and the limited number of assets in one type. So that's the only thing you need to know here. So nothing more complicated. All the rest technicalities relate to programmers, so you don't need to think about that. So just for you to know that those two standards relate to NFT tokens 721 and 1155. So that's it. Nothing too complicated. Now please have a look at the list of marketplaces where NFTs are sold or traded. Hope you will be very interested in them. You can pause this video and go to those marketplaces to see how NFTs are traded. I hope that would be very interesting for you, and we can be better people, better investors after having researched that information. Well, in that video, I have given you just the basics, the theoretical basics for your understanding what NFT tokens are. I hope that was not too boring for you, and I would like to encourage you to learn more about NFTs, because this is the future, this is the future trend, and in the year 2021 that will be especially profitable and interesting from investment point of view. So in the next video, if you like this video, I will give you more practical information. We can go to the trading platforms and see how NFT tokens are sold or traded, and of course we can see how they are created, which is very interesting process, and I hope you will like it a lot. If you like this video, please give your reaction in the comment, or like this video or dislike this video, subscribe to our channel and set the bell sign so that you could have notifications of the new videos. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.